Welcome back. Welcome back. It's your host, Delano, on the Fan Wide Podcast. Y'all already know me for being the trusted voice for Washington Mystic content. But guess what? It's playoff time. We got some more to talk about. My Mystics didn't make the playoffs. So, hey, we're going to talk about everybody. So, guess what? We got a dynamic, a super fan, a Las Vegas Aces guru, AP. We gonna we about to tackle the games that have already went down today. Right? It's 3 games in the books, but we got one more to go. This guy's favorite team, the Las Vegas Aces. Right? So, but first, let's talk about the action that went down earlier today. But before then, let me say this. Thank you, AP, for jumping on. I appreciate you, my guy.
No problem, Ty. No problem, Ty. Just to have some good conversation about, what's going on. So I'm here for it.
Hey, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's chop it up. All right. So let's talk about the first game. Let's talk about the Minnesota Lynx against the Golden State Valkyries. That was that game was interesting.
It was. It was.
I will say this. I know I'm not the only person that didn't see Golden State being in the playoffs. What's no kind of way whatsoever. But hey, they are a team filled with veterans doing a thing. Did you, hey, AP? Did you see Golden State making it to the playoffs?
It was up in the air for me. I know expansion team. They're gonna have a lot of dogs on their team, and you got a lot of dogs. You can make
Mm-hmm.
some things happen. Um, but sometimes with the playoff, you need dogs with some little star power, and I think that's probably the tad bit of what they're missing. But
Mm-hmm.
they're going to give everybody a good fight, and if you don't bring your A game, that could be a bad night for you with the Golden State.
Hey, I agree 100%. They will get you out of the way if you're not careful.
Definitely,
So
definitely. And
Minnesota, go ahead, go ahead.
with this game particularly, like in the first half, Golden
Mm-hmm.
State was fighting. They was keeping up, but that second half, it seemed like Minnesota turned another gear, which
Mm-hmm.
Golden State this could not match. This could not match.
Yeah, yeah. I agree 100%. This is when the Fisa and Kalia Mc, McBride turn on the gas, and so it's over. It's
Yeah,
over.
McBuckets was she was making her shots, and the feast was she was just you're making some key plays down the stretch with that star power that's making this adding to the lead, and the guard play. Definitely by Minnesota. This was the separation.
Hey, I agree. The I say this though, when you got Veronica Burton doing what she has done this season, I expected a little bit more from her in this game. I
Um,
expected her to have at least 16 to 17 points this game. If she doesn't score like that, they have no chance. I don't think.
yeah, and with this being her first year leading the team, not having that key role,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you don't have that muscle memory when everything is on the line to make key plays, key shots. So,
Mm-hmm.
I think this she can only build on this and get better in the future. So, next game, hopefully, she's going to have more points than this. Um, but you have to like dig deep. It's playoff time, so this is a new time leading the whole franchise for her. So she's learning with a lot of injuries as well for their team.
Okay. I also will say this to add on. Golden State's bench didn't produce. They didn't really get a whole lot of play from the bench mob.
Yeah,
So like Rupert, she is normally a 3-point disaster. She didn't make any threes. So I think that really, really contributed to Golden State not getting this victory, right? Or even being close, right?
Yeah, yeah, because like you said, like not making those big shots,
Mm-hmm.
not making any threes, and you get to the winning time with the fourth quarter. That just when like Minnesota just start piling on the points, piling on those key plays. The Fisher, the point guards, McBride. They just didn't have an answer for them in those later quarters. No answer. So that was the separation.
So let me ask you this: they got a game coming up. Do they play tomorrow? I think they play tomorrow. I'm Tuesday.
I
I'm
think,
sorry. Tuesday.
yeah, Tuesday.
Tuesday. So what do you see in that game?
With Tuesday game, they're gonna be at home. In the Bay Area, it's gonna be rocking. It's the
Mm,
first playoff game for expansion team. Um, they're gonna murk it up, and they're gonna have a good chance to win. I don't know if they can pull it out, but if they stay gritty, stick to the game plan all year to stay close,
mm-hmm.
um, until the end, and they get those key bench points. They need the key bench points from Martin and the other role players to make key threes in the clutch in the fourth quarter.
Okay. Okay. I think that just like you said, if they are gritty and they muck it up, they give
Yeah,
themselves a chance, right?
that's the only way.
Uh, I think that Nafisa, I expected Nafisa to have more than 20 points this game. I really did. I expected her to have a 30 burger this season because last postseason, the first round, she was unstoppable. She was averaging probably like 33 points a game. So I expected
Yeah,
to have that kind of output, but it wasn't needed. 101 to 72.
yeah,
She did
101 to
just
72.
enough. She did
Yeah,
just
it probably
enough.
yeah, it probably wasn't needed this game to have the 30 burger, but she's going to need that coming in later rounds of the playoffs. She's going to need that in clutch moments. So
I agree. I agree
competition is only going to get better.
because they're playing either Phoenix or New York in the next round.
Yeah, that's
Because I
going
think
to
it's a foregone conclusion they're going to make it to the next round.
with the games. We probably going to get to that later on with the games today against Mercury in New York. With New
Mm-hmm.
York grabbing that game on the road,
Mm-hmm.
I think that kind of already sealed that. Crazy things has happened, but it's tough to beat. Go back and beat New York in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
I
Be
don't. I
tough.
don't. I wouldn't. If I'm a bet man, I wouldn't bet on that.
True. True.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
bet on that.
We okay. We're going to table that when it come back to that.
Yeah,
Come back.
got you.
All right. So now let's talk about Indy versus Atlanta. Indy was without Caitlin Clark.
Yeah,
Without half the team, right? Due to
yeah,
injuries. So they had a whole bunch of players that have experience, but they don't have experience in the Indy Fever culture, right? In the way that they play ball, right? So
you're right.
they still have some dynamic players on that team, right? All stars, right? But they had to play Atlanta. In Atlanta,
In Atlanta,
like you said, when teams are playing at home, it's tougher,
it's
right?
different.
So
Um,
let's break that down. What you think about that game?
it's kind of like almost the same mirror image of the first game. Team played with a lot of injuries, trying to steal a game on the higher seeds court.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana, a lot of injuries. Mitchell, Boston, against, Gray and Howard and the role play. It's going to be hard because you can tell they were like a little undermanned, didn't have enough coming off the bench. I think, but Kay Mitchell had 27 points. She did her point. She did her part. But you get 40 points from Gray and Howard. It's just a lot to overcome. It was close early. Later on, it just key moments down the end from your point guards. You just don't have the clutch point guard play.
I agree. So Odyssey Sim has been quite the lifeline, the life preserver for this team, especially when it comes to playing point guard and that responsibility, right? But just like you said, if she can only give you 10 points and, but then again, let me say this. For Odyssey Sim giving that 10 points, I think it's actually good, right? But when you have Aaliyah Boston, your other star, only giving 8 points, that's an Achilles heel to me.
Yeah. And with Aaliyah giving 8 points, sometimes the point doesn't dictate the impact she had in the game, because the other posts, I don't think they had a great game for Atlanta either. I probably got to look back at the point total, but for them to win, Aaliyah probably had 20 points.
Exactly.
For them to win. But that's going to be what they're asking from her is a lot. Night in and night out, especially with not having the firepower from a Caitlin Clark or a backup point guard like Colson. It's a lot for them to even hopefully come back and try to bounce back in Indiana. They need great games from all their starting five to break even for next game.
But okay, I see where you're going, right? But when it comes to Aaliyah, she has given those type of games, those 20-point games, and let's say 8 to 10 rebounds. She's done it before, and this is the playoffs. There is no coming back. You got to lay it on the line, right?
You're right.
So then, too, Natasha Howard, she only had 5 points. She has to give you at least 10 points, at least, right?
And yes, and I think with like you point that out, one of those two players going to have to give you above 15, because I'm looking at the stat line now. Like Aaliyah Boston had 12 rebounds, and she's fighting against Jones and Nas. And I don't think even Griner really. They probably didn't even need to pull Griner off the bench too much, like for this game, because you got Nas and Jones, and they pretty much was handling it pretty well, and Aaliyah in back and forth, kind of like teetering foul trouble. Got to stay out of foul trouble as well to be even effective on the offensive end.
Yeah. And let's also say this too. Lexi Hall could have been the X factor in this game, even with the production that we saw from Aaliyah Boston and Howard. Lexi Hall could have been the X factor. Lexi Hall shot 3 of 13. Ain't no way in the world you gonna win when you
no way
of shooting threat only shoots 3 for 13 and 1 for 5 from 3.
You're totally right. Like nobody really stepped up in the starting five. Only was Mitchell, and that really, like, you got 3 starters in single digits. you know, it's hard to win.
Yep. And then too, with just like you said, we had. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a Mystic fan. We get
It's
on the road.
it's okay to be it's okay to be this WNBA.
See that right there. See that right there. Yeah.
Yeah, let's
I
go.
love everybody in the league, but my team is team. But
Yeah.
okay. All right. Let me get back on. Let me get focused. All right. So just like you said, I did it again. All right. The Fever had 3 players, right? That was in single digits. And guess what? The bench only scored 9 points. That's another reason why you ain't win.
Yeah.
9 points off the bench. That's it.
And a lot of these games in the playoffs, it'll be great to have a bench, but I gotta go back to the starters. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the bench players are already playing because the starters are hurt,
They
especially
got
for Indiana.
they got a bunch of bench players starting.
Out from like Odyssey Sims would have been probably coming off the bench. 10 points would have been great for her managing the game. Lexi Hall most likely would have been coming out the bench as well. So I understand they got to carry a heavy load to win.
Yeah. Well, they get to go to Indy now. That crowd. They got a mean 6-man with that crowd in Indy.
Yeah, you gotta have a mean starters too.
Hey, I agree 100%. 100%. So, what do you expect from the next game in this series?
The next game in Indy, I expect Aaliyah Boston to be back. Aaliyah Boston, she played solid tonight, affecting the game on like rebounding defensively, but
Mhm.
they're gonna need her on the offense, defense, and special teams
Definitely.
to
So,
win.
so let me ask you this then: does Aaliyah Boston need to play more of a point center role, or they just need to put her down low and let her work?
A little bit of both. I know she don't have Caitlin Clark and her the high pick and roll
Mm-hmm.
to be intentional with getting her the ball.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't do that, it's going to be a long. It's kind of like playing a lot of iso ball with Kelsey Mitchell,
Mm-hmm.
picking her points and stuff. But you gotta when you get a lead the ball, you get other bigs in foul trouble, which will slow their team down to get their backups in there. So just get her the ball, get the other team in foul trouble, slow the game down, and you can probably probably get yourself a close win with the limitations of the bench and the team.
Okay. Okay. So Atlanta had great production all the way around, right? From their start. Alicia Gray had
Yeah.
20. Ryan Howard had 20. Brianna Jones, 12. Nas, 16. And Canada orchestrate, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think the score is going to be for the next
I'm thinking it's going to be around 80, 85.
one? Okay.
70 above 70 is going to favor Atlanta more. If Indiana can have key shots, keep this score probably around 65, they could kind of squeeze it out later. And Mitchell gets hot, scores like 35, Boston gets like 20.
Okay.
I think they could squeeze out a squeeze out a win, get the bigs in foul trouble for Atlanta, and squeeze out a win and play some good defense and slow down, Gray and Howard, not getting them a 20 piece each. That I think that's the way they can win.
Okay. I'll also say this as an add-on. If Alicia Gray does not have the production that she can have, right? Like you said, this is going to be that close game. Because, Alicia Gray is known, even though she's in contention for MVP this season, she has had games where she didn't produce. She didn't give the production that you're accustomed to her doing, right? And I wonder if this game will be that type of game.
I think I think that could possibly be that kind of game. Most time people going to be who they are. Like this late in the season,
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta is it's fighting for the number 2. I think they probably just at the end they could be a little bit too much for Indiana at this moment. With the injuries, that's kind of how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
They got to play an excellent game to pull out that one and push it to game 3.
All right. So now let's talk about one more game here. The game that just went off not that long ago. Let's talk about the New York Liberty against the Phoenix Mercury that went to overtime. What you think about that?
I think this was a game the Mercury had to have to have a chance of getting to game 3. If not getting that game home, because winning the game in New York with the environment, the stars are going to be ready to play. And the more they get more shots on them, get more healthy, I think it's going to just be hard for the Phoenix to overcome. This was their game to get tonight. They let it slip through their hands for me.
Yeah. If Satu Sabali shot the ball better, they, like you said, they could have squeaked out this victory.
Yep.
Satu Sabali only hit 2 shots tonight.
Yeah. And like you said, Satu and Copper. Well, Copper got what, 15?
But it wasn't
They
a good
need
shot.
Exactly. Need better percentage. And if they like how Atlanta did, if they can give you 20 a piece a night, and if they would have did this all season, they'd have been a higher seed because they got the potential. But they're not being efficient and being consistent. And if they can do those 2 things, they could easily win this series. But if one of your stars is not getting, well, both of them not getting the points and not being proficient with 5 of 13 and 2 of 17,
Yeah, that's a
you,
tough night.
That's going to be a tough series in your early vacation.
Yeah, all 3 on Cancun. Let's go. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, it's going to be early vacation if that continues.
I would say this though. A bright spot for the Mercury was DeWanna Bonner. 12 points off of the bench. Played 31 minutes. 5 of 7 from the field. And 5 rebounds. I think they might have to maybe consider putting her in the starting lineup. And no, I take that back. They need her off the bench to cook off the bench because.
And what was her field goal percentage again?
5 of 7. So that's what.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Great.
That's great. Yeah, actually, and plus 7.
And her 2 misses were 3-pointer.
Yeah,
And she had 3 steals. She was cooking.
Yeah, and then what? 31 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a good game. I'm trying to. You got to have more. I'm looking at Mag only had 2 points. Not even only what one rebound. Hold on,
Yeah. I expected Mac to have way
that's got
more
to
than
be a typo.
8.
You, you one rebound that you not that's the difference in the game right there.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
Five
would,
rebounds.
if she only had one rebound, I would expect Mac to have a bunch of fouls or something like that.
Exactly.
Right. But that also goes back to if DeWanna Bonner is cooking, Mac is not a scorer. And you need a scoring today from somebody. So I can see how she can lose minutes.
Yeah, but she had 19 minutes, and
Mhm.
I think none of the starters had any all of them in the negatives. Not none of them with plus. It's all negative when it was on the floor. So
Mhm.
you gotta get more, especially at your bigs. At least get some more rebounds, or off defensive rebounds to John Quick block her out. If you're not getting the rebound, don't let their bigs get the rebound.
Yeah.
That tells me a lot right there. Your starting big only had zero. I'm just make sure there's not a one rebound. Like you can't. That's not gonna cut it.
Yeah. Alicia Thomas would have had like 30 rebounds with that type of production, you know?
Exactly.
And
At least
Alicia
8.
Thomas has to have a triple double every game for them to have a chance. She was close, but she got to have like dynamic stat line for them to win, especially when
Yeah,
you
but
got players that are not producing.
she can't do it by herself, and she pretty much almost had a triple double: 9 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, 14 points.
Mm-hmm.
That's a regular night for her. Just an all around player. Um, you do everything good, but nothing probably great. I think that's what kind of separating AT from
Mm-hmm.
getting MVP.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
like a good player all around, but she does nothing great.
He is Draymond Green without his shot.
Um,
If
she
you take
she
away his
is
shot, that's Draymond Green.
yeah, but she is Westbrook separated from his MVP year. See,
Okay.
Westbrook got that MVP because he was getting like what 20, 30 that year.
Yeah.
He was a great scorer that year.
Mm-hmm.
Even somebody say, well, some of the games he was, cherry picking and it wasn't like in crunch. He was a great scorer that year. He got MVP. You got to do something great to get that MVP, and I think that's why Alyssa Thompson she does good, which makes her a great player overall.
Mm-hmm.
But to get an MVP, I think she would have to be great. She got to lead. You have to lead the league in something statistically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll see what happens in 2026 because this looked like this will be over quickly
For
for the Mercury. If they can have a bounce back game, but the key is Santa Sabali, she has to score at least between 15 and 20 points.
yeah,
If she's not, if and okay, let's look more at her shooting, right? Like we already said, 2 of 17 from the field.
hmm
Then if you look at her 3-point shooting, 1 of 10. That's
yeah,
crazy. If you're only hitting 1 of 10 from 3, you need to do something else. Take it to the basket. Try to get a foul. Get to the free throw line. Something.
yeah, and hopefully this is like a one game, like first game play if you get a little jitters out, but you getting played to play ball. And if I'd have did like 5 shots, okay, I miss. All right, let me drive, get a foul, go to the free throw line, get get my feet under me. And she did 4 for 4 from the free throw line. And try again, but hopefully this could be just a one game fluke, and she get in the gym, see the ball go in. But it's going to be a quick vacation if those percentages stay like that.
I agree. So on the New York Liberty side, right? Let's do this. Let's talk about Stewie last, because you watched the game. You saw what happened at the end. Let's talk about her last. All right. So Inescu had 16 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. That's solid, right? But
Yeah.
her 3-pointer wasn't dropping how it should have been dropping, right? But I think that goes also back to the defensive caliber of players that are checking her. If an athletic player is checking Sabrina, that can give her difficulty on any night, especially in playoffs. It ramps it up even more, right?
You're right.
So,
and I'm looking at it. Yeah.
You think she's going to bounce back, or is this going to be her stat line?
I think she can bounce back. She plays well at home. Like they all played a lot of minutes tonight too. Like she played 43, Cloud played 40. But see, Cloud was very efficient, 23, 50% from the 3-point line, 9, 12 field goal. One thing about Cloud, she played good defense and all around as well. So this New York team could have been better than the last year's team if all of them were healthier. That's what you don't know with New York if they want to come healthy, because they got an outside defender now, which could balance out certain teams' best point guard with Cloud. But with Sabrina gonna play better at home. She always played good at home for the most part. That's why it's going to be hard for the Mercury to beat them at home.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Ellie got some magic for this Liberty team, right?
Yeah.
But I also say this about Natasha. She's a gamer. She's tough. She got dog. And when she plays at an opposing arena that she was a player for, right?
Yeah.
She can give a team trouble, because she played with Phoenix last season.
Yeah.
So I think it was some get back on that too, right?
Natasha used to play for the Mystics as well, right?
Yeah, she was on our championship squad. Yeah.
Yeah, and Emma Neesmith. So was our MVP, right?
Yeah.
So and Emma, I think she had a bad shooting night, and they ain't gonna last for long. So that's why I think it's gonna be hard for them to steal one in New York. And Cloud had pretty much an all around game, So it's gonna be tough for the Mercury. They're gonna have a hot night from all of their starters. And also the Warner got to come off the bench and probably get over 20 piece as well. You got to be that scorer.
Now I will also say this: one of my favorite players for the New York Liberty is a glue player named Beebich.
Oh yeah,
tough. She reminds me of Karolinko, AK-47, right? When it comes to Beebich, she can defend, she can handle the ball, shoot the three, do a lot of different things, right? Now, I think that she's going to be the key if New York wins the next game. And that comes back to what we said we want to push to the end of this segment. Brianna Stewart. She had an effective game, but she scared people at the end. Do you think that knee injury is going to linger? That was just like a bump the knee, or she gonna have to sit out a game? What you think?
I think with the if I think she's gonna have to probably like rest, get some good treatment. She could possibly play if they. She's gonna be questionable for the game, and they're gonna see how the game going
Mm-hmm.
if they're gonna how many minutes they're gonna give her.
Okay.
They're gonna probably say, all right, we got a good lead, we at home. Let's give her some minutes to keep the knee going, keep it warm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think is she gonna play? I don't know. I don't think it was as severe,
Okay.
but she's been banged up all year, and all those injuries just adds up wear and tear. So they got this game that kind of gave them a cushion.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost 50-50, to tell you the truth. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of 50-50 for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, I would say if Stewie doesn't play, B Bitch is gonna have 15 points at least because they're gonna need somebody that can move, that's tall, that can score, unless they're gonna just dump it down low to Jones and Mishima.
Yeah, and Jones only had 7 points.
Yep.
So, and they still won. That what's really the thing. The Mercury really let this one get away from them. And I think they're gonna say, man, this was the game we could have. A low scoring game, only 76 points for the Liberty. They had 69. They really let one get away. Now they got to go back to New York, and that's going to be a tough task.
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens in the Barclays. You know.
We're going to see. We're going to see.
All right. So now let's do some prediction. Let's talk about your team. What you think the lost Vegas Aces are going to do against the Seattle Storm tonight? Because we about game time. It's almost time.
Yeah, Vegas is my team, but I have multiple. I have multiple players in the lead. I'm a Gamecock fan.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and I'm also a good basketball fan too. So if good basketball is being playing, I'm going to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Our game always going to depend. We know what we're going to get from Asia. And it's always going to depend on our point guard play.
Mm-hmm.
And if our point guard play is elite or good, great, we can win a ship if our point guard play is good. It seems like Gray is just coming back to herself. Sometimes you got to get a whole year after injury just to feel yourself again. And I think she's coming back in form really well. Jackie Young is playing consistent for us all year. Um, and it was also good to bring to sit Lloyd on the bench and bring her off the bench. I think that, it was messing up kind of the flow of what, the players that already knew what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And, Jewel just can come off the bench and get hers and fit in and pop and play. I think she likes that as well. So um the Storm they got a lot of good players. They got their own like big three, Scholar. Um I think they have to be sometimes this season it was inconsistent. Some nights you never know what he was gonna get for them, but it's playoff time now. So they got veterans as well. What Gabby, um, Nika. So it's going to be a good series. I think we can pull it out. It's going to be good. It can be close as well. I don't know.
All right. From my perspective, I will say this. This is going to go 3 games.
Okay.
It's just a matter of who wins this first one, right? Because The first game is in Vegas, right? Is that
Yes.
right? Okay, so you got 2 games in Vegas, 1 game in Seattle, right? I would say this: Asia is going to cook, right? She's going to score 25 at least points tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the thing is this: you've mentioned that Chelsea's coming back. The point guard is coming back from injury, and she's starting to play like herself, right?
Yeah.
You also have a dynamic player in Jewel Lloyd coming off of the bench, right? Can cook off of the bench, right? But
Yeah.
my question is this: that power forward is going to be a problem for you guys, right? Because most likely you got Christian Bale starting. I'm sorry, she's a liability to me.
Well, I think now we got Cheyenne Parker Titus.
Okay,
she's gonna get like 10 to 15 minutes now. She's just coming back.
okay. So
So,
she's going
they're gonna split minutes. With that position, that's like a plug and play position for this team. That
to.
was the biggest issue pretty much all off season. But that's why we brought in Cheyenne. Bell can also play that position as well. So, you know, I think if we plug and play that position, it's not ideal for us. You want to have somebody set, but if they play that position by committee, I think we can overcome it because most teams it's hard to pick. We can put Gustafson in sometimes, Bell, and then we can also go back to Stokes to give that sight and defense, and that probably Stokes probably play more key to kind of what's the rookie from Seattle kind of can maintain her that length, that defense, that rebounding. It
I
can
don't
it can
think y'all
slow.
got an answer for her. I don't think so. I
I
don't think y'all got an answer.
it's not.
Dominique Monson is a problem. The way she run that floor, I don't want to call her an animal, but she be out there killing. I'm about to call her a giraffe, but you're like, that might be. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah, yeah, and she does really well. But it's playoff time. It's her first playoff game,
Mm-hmm.
and you got to realize, Stokes is a champion, been winning all her life.
Mm-hmm.
I think with Stokes by committee, you get Gustin to come in there, give some offense spread, pull her out the middle, because whoever if they sagging in the middle too much on Asia, they're gonna bring
Mm-hmm.
the 3 point. Like I think Becky can really peek and see what they're trying to do. Oh, you want to pack the point? You want to pack the post with Asia? Okay, we're gonna bring in our stretch 4. Have Asian there by herself pull you out. You
Mm-hmm.
just can't sit in there, and you're gonna give up the 3. So you're gonna have to make a judge. It's gonna be a chess match. And also I forgot about Smith. You
Yeah.
know,
Uh-huh.
so we got a lot of options. Um, and Smith has been playing well since she got traded from Dallas. So um, you know, and she got people to help back her up, or if she's not playing well that night, to give her a spare. So I think she can be a problem, but I think we can scheme to mitigate her. I think we can scheme, but it's always going to go back to how well Skylar's playing as well. Gabby, they got a lot of players that you have to watch out as well as their rookie.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's do this then. Since this is the prequel to the game, right? Let's break down each starter versus each starter. Let's see who wins that matchup, right?
I don't know who's going to start tonight. Who's going to start?
So you got Chelsea at point guard, right?
Yeah,
This is the given, right? We got Chelsea at
yeah,
point guard. Then you got Skylar Diggins at point guard. Who's going to win that matchup?
If Gray's playing elite, she's the point guard.
Mm-hmm.
She can nudge right past Skylar. It's going to be close. It's almost like a cancel out.
Okay. All right.
But
So
I give a half point to Gray.
Half point. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's do this then. Let's talk about the two guard. So for the two guard for the Vegas Aces, you have Jackie Young, right?
Yeah.
Then for the Seattle Storm, you got Brittany Sykes, the new addition from Washington.
Yeah.
Who wins that matchup?
It's almost like a cancel out in a sense, but I give Jackie a 0.5 as well. You know, Sykes, defensive juggernaut.
Yeah.
Solid. And Jackie Young.
If she get it in her mind she wants to, she can get to the free throw line 40 times a game.
But Jackie Young could make you foul out that many times a game too, because she's strong.
She a bruiser.
She that's why this matchup is so intriguing. Everybody got to play their role for Vegas to win this game. It's not going to be a cakewalk, but I got to give Jackie Young a half a point. I can't even give them a full point because Sykes is so good defensively. She could have been like the defensive player of the year a couple years. They was given to guards. Was she the defensive player of the year?
I'm not. I don't think so. No,
I don't think so.
Last year.
Yeah, and they don't never give it to the guards, and that was But I give her a 0.5 because Jackie Young been playing so well this year. 0.5.
Okay.
So not even the whole point. It's crazy.
Okay, so let's say this then. Let's say Nye might start this game, right? At small forward, or let's just say the forward position, right?
Okay.
If she starts, right? And if she doesn't start, who do you think will take that starting position? But we'll come back to that. Let you answer that too, right? But her going against Gabby Williams can be the X factor in this game because Gabby Williams is a defensive juggernaut. She'll lock you down, and if she needs to score, she can cook you too. Yeah. I think that's going to be a point for Seattle. What do you think?
I gotta give that to I gotta give that a point for Seattle if Becky going to use now to keep Gabby out the middle from stabbing in and defensive on Asia to not working it up. So if they do put Nia is going to stretch it out, stay in the corners, move to the opposite, let Asia work. So, and when Gabby comes out there faking, try to get her in foul trouble, make her run around, tire her out, be rough on her. So it's going to be, yes, we're going to give up something, but we're going to get something too. So that position is going to be it could be plug and play. If somebody comes in and catch fire, I think we will stick with them. But it's a chess match with that position. And that position can change from quarter to quarter, depending on the personnel they need.
Okay.
So I give that to y'all.
Okay. All right. Seattle got one whole point. So they got 1.5 to 1 point now?
It's even. No, it's even now. I didn't even give a whole point. I get 0.5, and a whole point. So it's even now. It's pretty much even.
Okay. All right. So now let's talk about this other forward position. So most likely, Nyla Smith will be starting against. Let's see here. Let's see. Who's the other forward that starts for?
Neka?
I think Neka is we got to match her up against Asia. So, then again, it could be Magnador that's playing center.
Yeah. So
That's interesting. Okay. So NECA and Naylor, we already know. Point NECA. I don't even think we even got to discuss that. That's fair.
Over who?
NECA.
Yeah, we can give Nika a point. She's a veteran, solid, all-star.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can give her a point.
All right, let's give her a point. All right, so now
Y'all up one.
up one.
Well, they're up one. Yeah.
Yeah, they're at one. They're at one. Right. So now you got Magnador center against Asia.
Anybody against Asia, that's 2 points for Asia. Like,
Hey, okay.
and see that's really our separator. If we didn't have Asia, we'd probably be barely making the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think y'all would make the playoffs if you didn't have Asia at all.
I,
Y'all would be in a lot.
I think we will get a 8th seed. I think we could be fighting for the 8th seed. We could be fighting for it because Jackie Young, and if Jackie Young and Gray
Mm-hmm.
and Lloyd play to their potential, they could get us the 8th seed.
But they can't play together. That's the problem.
They will have to.
It ain't work yet.
Yeah, but see that you in this league, you need a good 4 or 5 position. You need a good 4.
Mm-hmm.
Every team that's going to compete got a solid 4.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's good. We'd be fighting on the fringes.
Mm-hmm.
If Asia wasn't there, we'd be on the fringes.
Bro, y'all wouldn't do it, man. Y'all. No.
Because if we didn't have Asia, we'd have somebody like we have somebody like Camilla or Angel Reese. If we didn't have
Yeah.
Asia,
Yeah.
and when you still got the point guard there,
Yeah.
Camilla would have 20 points if they had a true point guard in Chicago.
Camilla would have 20 points if she run the floor. She'd be slow footing it throughout the whole game.
Well, I understand why she's running the court and nobody getting her the ball. That makes the big, like when she was at South Carolina, she ran the floor hard all the time. But when you ain't got a point guard, they're gonna hand to somebody who can, they're gonna shoot balls up, and you're not like that. Like Camille said, my percentage is high. Why you not giving me the ball? And she's not vocal, so it's gonna be to the coaches that tell the players to give her the ball. She's not gonna be like Angel Reese. Give me the ball and all this. Like, no, you know who I am. Give me the ball.
And the way that they construct teams in Chicago and the way that the coaching has went, nothing's going to change.
Yeah, they should have kept Spoons.
I agree, 100%.
Like Marsh is good, but he shouldn't even been there if they would have kept Spoons. Like he would have got a coaching position somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a solid coach, but Spoons, I think she was good for Chicago. So.
Yeah. We'll have to see what happens with Chicago, but I pray that they continue to fail, continue to do what they're doing, because we got the right to that pick swap in 27. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
Yeah, me personally, I think Chicago would make some big moves in the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's gonna make big moves. This offseason is gonna be crazy. So
it's gonna be beyond crazy. 95% of the league are free agents.
Yeah. So
and you got an expansion draft with 2 teams coming online with Toronto and Portland.
I thought Toronto is the one this year and Portland is next year. Are both of them coming this year?
Yeah, both. I think both of them coming this year.
Okay. Then
it's a break, and then you got the other 3 teams coming online. I think that's right.
Gotcha. If it's not like that, it's one team each year.
Okay.
because I think they're saying like the commissioner said she didn't want to like have like those expansion draft like
Mhm.
take too much away from teams, so they probably do one each year, stagger it out. So for the next 5 years, for the next 4 years. So
But they're taking her off.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Next year's gonna be it's gonna be crazy, and you're gonna still have the main cores that probably can save, with 5 or 6 players again, and everybody else. But it's gonna be changed, especially for the lower seeded teams.
Yeah. 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 So, yeah, both teams are coming online in 26. Portland and
Oh,
Toronto.
that's crazy.
The Portland Fire and the Toronto Tempo. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
See,
gonna,
but that
it's
still
gonna,
comes back to with the expansion draft. If they don't get the
yeah,
CBA together, they're not gonna have an expansion draft. They're not gonna have free agency. So the players are in a great position to get what they want. And they have their own league that plays in the summer. And they've already
yeah,
set the margins of pay. Their evaluation on the first season was like 32 million. It has jumped to over 300 million in a year,
that's crazy.
right? So the WNBA cannot play games with these ladies. They too smart. This
And
was the genius move.
it's gonna be good for the players. I think at least like the top couple players on the team got to at least break a meal.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I think
easy.
I think I think that's where it's going to start. But I think it's all about like I don't know how much is the team salary cap for each team. It's probably
Uh,
1 million for the whole team.
let's see here. I can tell you right now. Hold on a second. Let's see.
How low it is? It's probably 1 mil for the whole team, 1.5 or 2 million.
So the team with the highest salary cap sheet is 1.5 million, and that's Atlanta.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's see here.
If they double that at least to three
Man,
million, that's
they got triple that with the revenue that's coming in with all these the new broadcasting contracts and all this stuff. They need, in my mind, me being player first, you gotta it needs to triple. But business wise, knowing the WNBA is trying to make the bread, not for the players, but for themselves, I think that they've already, I think it's gonna be about maybe 2.5 million. That's where I think they want the sweet spot they want to keep it at.
and me personally, like I understand if they double it, but if they do double it, it got to be like that for 2 years and get the data from it. And then if they do that, then they come back. Like it doesn't have to be a long-term deal. Like, hey, we can't come to agreement. We've got to at least double it for a year or two. We're gonna be back to negotiation after we get data. What's going on? So it's going to be way better than what it is now,
Mhm.
because players on the team should at least be making like the top 3 players should at least be making 1 million on each team, and that's right there. It's going to be like 5 million salary cap for each team, and let them divvy out the 5 million. And like you said, that's almost triple. What's the cap now?
Mhm. So if they do that, right, the minimum salary has to be at least 100,000. If your
Yep. The,
contract is 1 million,
yeah, the minimum probably going to be probably like probably 150,
150.
because it, and it also depends if they add another
Roster
roster
spot.
spot too.
They
They
definitely
probably
need to
had
do
one
that.
more. They definitely, because when they got these hardship contracts, I
Mhm.
think they should add another roster spot or two. Have a 15 like a 13 what 13 14 roster spots for if somebody get hurt, you got somebody already in roster. They already went through training camp. They ready to go. You don't have to go to a hardship contract.
Yeah, because and then okay, that's another thing too with the hardship contract. With the way that the season has been constructed, right? You have no rest time, no time to recuperate from these games, right? So this season could have been catastrophically bad if it if they had 5 or 6 more injuries,
Yeah.
and not alone let it be your star players. They played with fire and they barely didn't get burned.
You're right. You're definitely right. It's it was catastrophic for teams like the Fever.
Yeah, yeah. They caught a cold, caught fever, then caught COVID. That's how they see
Definitely.
it
Definitely.
for real.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. So you got almost 13 more minutes until tip off time.
Yeah.
What do you project the score is going to be tonight?
Let me see. I gotta go back to let me see what was our schedule for the past 5 games. What was our score? We were scoring like what? Hmm.
So why are you looking that up? Let me give some data here, right?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Season series was split 2-2,
Yep.
right? With the Vegas Aces and the Seattle Storm, right? Seattle, it went back and forth. So Seattle won the first game 102-82. The Aces came back 175-70. Storm got it 90-83. And at the end of the season, the Aces got the last game 90-86. What do you think?
Yep. Like we said at first, this game's gonna be close.
Mm-hmm.
Um, especially with our losses at the top of the year. That's when I think they got with their two wins from us. Um, I'm thinking the score is going to be 90. Like if we push it up to one into the hundreds, we definitely got it. And I think it's going to be rowdy in Vegas. We're going to be cooking with fish
Mm-hmm.
grease. So
Uh-huh.
um, I think we're going to come out there, but the atmosphere also brings the best out opponents as well if they got it in them. So it's a tough game. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be an exciting game. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen. So
All right. All right. 11 minutes to go.
yes,
It is
sir.
game time in Vegas. So I'll say that if Malonga has a game like she's capable of doing, even though she's a rookie, they might limit the time, but I think she's is essential to winning because she runs the floor. She can
Mm-hmm.
she can outrun every player on Vegas. She can rebound and she can shoot a good percentage if she just puts it right back up. I think she can be
Yeah,
the X factor in this game, right?
I
Um,
definitely think she can.
and Ms. Wilson, I think she got to score 30 points tonight. That's what I put in.
Me, I believe you. I think me personally, Asia gonna get hers, but it just with that her defense is like if she get over 3 blocks, 4 blocks,
Mhm.
that's going to be a difference. Like once you start getting those shot blocks, those deflections, her presence, I think that affects the game even more.
Okay.
Her defensive end, because you stop their posts from getting those easy shots, those easy layups. Make them be a jump shooting team.
Well, Nneka is going to be a stretch 3 in this. I'm sorry, a stretch 5 in this game, right?
Yeah,
She's gonna be on the perimeter shooting 3, right?
she got to make
So,
them.
but she's been doing it. She's been getting it. But I'll
She
say
has.
this, on the flip side, Vegas has won the last 16 games of the season. If they can keep the gravy train rolling, they can get the go.
And that's a tough thing, and I think we can do it. Just got to be consistent and just keep doing what we've been doing.
Yeah. All right. This is going to be interesting.
Yes, sir.
So I think it's time for us to chime out. Let everybody get their bathroom break, get their snacks and drinks ready for the last game of game 1 of the WNBA playoffs for the 2025 season. I appreciate you, AP, for breaking down all these games. We got to do
I
this again.
appreciate you. I appreciate it. We definitely got to do it. And I appreciate you for inviting me on your platform, man.
Anytime. Matter of fact, hey, what you doing tomorrow? You got some time?
I'm gonna have some time, man. I got some time for you, man. I'll make time for you.
My guy. Let's break down this game tomorrow.
Let's go.
All right, cool. All right, folks. This is your host Delano on the FanWire Podcast. We appreciate all y'all for tuning in because there's been quite a few of y'all, and yeah, we'll be right back at y'all real soon because we got one more game to go tonight. Hey, this is your trusted voice for Washington Mystic content and now the WNBA as a whole. So we'll be right back at y'all. Good night. Y'all take it easy. Subscribe to the channel. And y'all have a good one. We out of here.